We're about to get started. Never settle code.
Checking connection. You're now live.
Looking good, looking good.
Okay. Going live here. Boom. Boom.
I think we're in.
We're in. Good morning.
Happy Saturday.
That's right. Matt, Lindsay, and
Jerry Fetta.
Never Settle Code. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's been maybe a month.
Yeah.
Could be a month.
It has been a month.
Yeah.
So we're coming to you today to talk to you about, Never Settle Code. We did this every Saturday morning. We took a little break. We gave you a little break.
Yeah, we knew it was getting intense for you guys.
Yeah. So we wanted to give you guys a little break. We are back. We are committing to this, to be here every Saturday to bring you guys information about business and life.
Yes, sir.
So Never Settle Code, we went through the 10 different codes of how to live a life where you're never settling, right?
Yeah, and really
Pretty simple.
Like we broke those down like step by step, and then we started giving examples too.
Exactly. So today we want to dig into businesses. Now, Jared, how many times, how many business conferences, how many books, how many teachers and people are out there saying you need multiple streams of income?
Almost everybody.
Now, it's true. It's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
If you want to build your life and you want to have generational wealth, there's no way around it, right?
Right.
So what we wanted to talk about today is how do you do that? How do you start that second and, more importantly, win, right?
Yeah, and there's a stat is the average millionaire has at least 7 income streams.
Yep.
So that's one that I actually teach my clients. We go off of like you need to be increasing income streams, but you're totally correct. And there's a sequence when do you do them? Also, like which ones?
Exactly. You know, because there's so many people that are like, I'm a serial entrepreneur, or, go the shotgun approach and be like, oh, I need 7, so I'm going to go start 7 right away and just shoot it out there. And then you just don't gain momentum anywhere.
Yeah, and for me, when I hear serial entrepreneur,
You're right.
my mind resonates distracted and broke.
Yep.
Distracted and broke.
Yep. There's very few who are actually doing it who use that term, right? And a lot of people that do, like a couple of our good friends who own, who have multiple businesses. They're not out there promoting themselves. I'm a serialpreneur.
Mm-hmm. And the fact is, like, we know a guy that has about 15 businesses.
Right.
And he's not out there saying, like, I'm a serial entrepreneur, I'm starting a new one. Really, like, his businesses, you actually don't even know he owns most of them.
That's right. That's right.
Now, we're not saying don't promote, but we're saying he doesn't start a business for the sake of telling people he started another business.
Exactly. So what we wanted to talk about and just dig into kind of the meat and potatoes of starting your first source of income, being your job, your business, whatever that looks like, and at what point should we start looking at other opportunities to bring in another source of income?
Now, this is critical. So if you go back to the 7 flows of income thing,
Mm-hmm.
I want to preface it with this. Each next flow should strengthen the ones before it.
Aligned,
100%. So if you've got your 7th one, the 7th one should make number 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 better.
100% accurate. You're not going to be going into, things that are like countercultural to each other, where it takes so much time and energy away, where it becomes, distracting, where it becomes, it absorbs a lot of the resources from these other streams.
Right, and I would venture to say, and just from the work I do with entrepreneurs, like most people, when they try and add the next flow, it's really because they're trying to quit the first one.
Exactly. But you never want to ever leave that first source, right?
Right. Like that first flow, so think about it. You've got stable income, okay, consistent income. It is producing, like whether you like it or not. Doesn't matter if you like that business, you're producing with it. So if you quit that flow for one that's better, yeah, you like it better, but you're starting back at square zero.
Exactly.
And that's going to be the same work you already did, the same problems you already solved. So how do you sustain and push through that first flow and then add another one that you probably still aren't going to like?
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be sexy. It's going to be the next thing in the sequence of buying.
Exactly. And one thing that people that I've talked to about this, they're like, well, what if I sell that first business?
Why would you have a business you're going to sell?
Yep.
I mean, it's in my mindset. I've seen people do it successfully, but I want income-producing assets.
Exactly. And, they're taking that money and putting it into something else. And so the only reason why I bring that up is because talking with people the other day, they're like, well, never want to quit that first stream. Well, you're just replacing your first stream at that point. You're not creating a second source of income if you're selling your business and starting something new, buying something new, putting it into something new.
Think about it like a family, okay? You get married.
Yep.
You have a kid. You wouldn't go get another wife to have another kid.
Unless you're in Utah.
We'll leave that off the table.
Okay.
Yeah. So you would stick with the one you got and have another kid with the one you've got, and now the two kids are going to help you and grow the family. That's how business works.
Yeah.
But I'm going to just go ahead and call it entrepreneurial polygamy.
Yep.
You're trying to have all these businesses and you haven't even established the first one yet. Just because you have one kid doesn't mean you're not going to get a divorce.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. Okay, you got to commit to the business. Now the thing is, the mindset I've seen is usually people don't want to push through.
Yeah.
They
it
get
starts
to
getting hard, difficult.
It's like the 150 mark.
Yeah.
150K in income, and you're like, I'm making good money. I'm pretty happy. I'm doing well. I can drive a nicer vehicle. Now I want to try something else.
Mm-hmm. They get bored.
Right. It really is for Matt. Just keep selling more houses.
Yeah.
It really is for me. Just keep getting more coaching clients.
Exactly. You start getting bored, you stop creating within that first source. If you stop creating, well, then it just does become repetitive, right? And like you're saying, there's nothing sexy about scaling and growing a business.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has these big dreams, big ideas of what that looks like, but as you're in the middle of that, as you're growing that, yes, there's a lot of repetition. Yes, there's a lot of steps you got to take. Yes, there's a lot of things you got to do, which you may not like.
Right.
You may not be super passionate about those little steps, but you should be passionate about what you're creating as a whole.
And it gets to the point when you start building out those businesses, you can actually sense when the timing is right.
Mm-hmm.
Matt can sense when should I add the next flow. I can sense that too, and I'm actually to the point where I'm actually skeptical of new flows. When somebody's like, hey, I've got this idea, I'm usually like, I'm probably not going to do it. Go ahead and tell me. I'll listen to it, but I know my game. I know that I've got to get this one done first.
Yeah, and I love that you brought that up because people will come in, whether outside your company, inside your company, business partners or not, and pitch you ideas on, hey, they see you have some type of success. They want to be a part of that. And you have people coming in who want to be, want to partner up with you, want to bring something to you and say, hey, this could work for you. And it's just a distraction.
Right. So guys, when you're looking at your flows, my opinion is that if you can't get to 1 million on 1 or 2 flows, you probably have the wrong systems in place. You got the wrong focus right now, and you're not pushing as hard as you could be pushing. I believe you should try and get to 1 million with 1 to 2 flows that are very symbiotic. And once you break through that 1 million, then you can start looking at how do I reinvest the profits I'm making off this to get the next flows.
And it's all about the right information.
Yeah, and realize the next flows might be employees.
Oh, I love it. The power that employees have, leveraging other people's time, leveraging employees, is like a concept that Alicia and I really started adopting a couple months ago, and we were just blown away at what employees can do for your company. And so many people are scared.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't want to pull the trigger. We were talking about that this morning. I don't want to pull the trigger. I'm just so OCD that I have to control everything.
I've got to be the one. Nobody can do it as good as me, man.
Oh, no, not at all. All these different excuses, but you need to you pull yourself out of that and look at your business as a whole and say, hey, if I brought in people to do this task, what could I also be doing?
Right, and you're not in business for you.
No.
You are, but at a certain point your needs will be met, and then it really is about why did you get into business in the first place.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that long-term idea, then you will just be jumping from one game to the next game.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different than if we go back to the marriage thing, the people that they get one, then they go to the next one, and they go to the next one. They got several families, none of them know each other.
Yeah. Now, are you in business for that, maybe a nice car, maybe a nicer home? Or are you in business to create, generational wealth? Are you in business to do bigger things for your community? Are you in business for a bigger why than just, immediate satisfaction? And that's what's going to drive it.
Really it is. So I want to give you guys just real quick a story of mine. When I was getting my business up and running, I didn't have this data.
Yeah.
So I was listening to everybody, every guru out there. I was reading all the books. I was reading everybody. Gurus. If they're a guru, don't even, like, if there is the name guru is in their title, don't follow them. Don't listen to them. So I basically did, like, adding more flows, and there was one point where we added a certain flow to our business because we thought it was a good idea. We're like, look at the upside potential. Here's a hint. All of them will have upside potential.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have upside to whatever you commit to. And so we tried to add this flow, and it had nothing to do with our business, and we almost went under. Okay, and we didn't think, like, that wasn't the plan, that wasn't what we thought was going to happen. We just saw this new, exciting, shiny object that someone else said was a good idea. We saw the upside, we implemented it, and it just wasn't anything good for our first primary income flow.
Yeah.
That can happen, and you don't know what happens till it happens.
Yeah. So, stick to your first income. Focus on growing that. Focus on bringing in new information, proven information, coaching, mentoring, whatever it is, and make sure that whatever you're doing on your first source is growing, that you're treating it like your baby.
Yeah.
And that you're mentoring it, you're coaching it, you're feeding it, you're making sure that it matures, and by doing so, you're going to learn so much more that once you are ready to start putting in other sources of income, they're going to be aligned, and they're going to be able to be scaled up so much faster. Would you agree?
I would agree. And I would also add, in business, they don't have child services if you're not taking care of your baby. You just got fine gentlemen like me and Matt that are going to come steal your kid.
Yep. We'll buy it, or we'll just put you out of
Or
business.
just put you out of business. Stick to your first flow.
Yep. That's it. You have anything else you want to throw on?
I think that's it.
That's it for today. So we'll be back next Saturday. We got some exciting news I can't wait to share with you guys. You know we've been hinting at it. You know we've been sharing something about a mastermind.
Mm-hmm. It's coming.
So show up next Saturday morning. We're going to give you some more details on that. Can't wait to share it with you. It's going to be international.
It might be even global. It might even be interplanet.
Interplanet?
Yeah.
Intergalaxy?
We might have some aliens and stuff in there.
Yeah. It's big stuff. Big stuff. Mind blown, right?
Yeah.
So stay tuned. We're going to share that with you next week. Thanks for joining. And again, Never Settle Code with Matt Lindsay and
Jerry Fetta. See you guys next time. What's up, Facebook? Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back next Saturday. We appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. Follow my boy Matthew Lindsay. Make sure you're following Precision Home Group. Follow Wealth Dynamics. Talk to you next week.